It all started here with some busted bedroom drag. Let's go to the next part. So like a lot of baby queens, the first time I did drag was for Halloween. My friend was having a Halloween party and I was like, what should I be? I'm going to be a fortune teller. And you know what? I think she has a lot of space. I think I'm going to set up a whole fortune telling booth. And you know what? That'd be really cool if everybody could see each other's fortunes. I think I'll put them on YouTube. And then my channel was born. So when all this started, I was only a bedroom queen. And for those of you who don't know what that means you only do drag at home. So as time went on and I started experimenting more with makeup, I thought, okay, what would be really fun? How about a Muppet look? What would that look like? So I'd probably want like some really weird colored skin. How about like yarn hair? And then my friend had a puppet where she made the eyes out of ping pong balls. And I could probably do that on my face. So then I got in front of the camera and made the stupidest voice I can think of. And then Topanga was born. One day I decided to do the look again. And I was like, what would happen if she talked? What would she talk about? So I made a video. I was just messing around. My back wasn't even fully painted, but it was fun. I put together whatever clips didn't make me completely cringe, and I thought, okay, I guess I can upload this. Nobody's going to watch it. But even though it was kind of rough, my friends thought it was really funny, so I was like, okay, I'll make more of these. This is fun. More time went on, and I eventually made my way out to the clubs. By this time, I was making the majority of my own wigs, and when I got to the clubs, people did notice. There was a lot of, girl, that wig is fierce. I'd be like, thanks, I made it. And they'd be like, oh, can you make me one? After I got enough of these comments, I thought, you know what, I'll just show you how to do it yourselves. It couldn't hurt for me to make like a tutorial and put it on YouTube, and maybe I'll become a more famous drag queen. So I did the tutorial, and it went pretty well. Everybody on Facebook loved it and got lots of attention for it. On YouTube, it did fine. And when I mean fine, I had like, less than 100 views because I was a baby channel. So YouTube's still pretty new to me at this point, and I'm enjoying what praise I am getting on here. So I went ahead and made another tutorial. So this new tutorial did about as good as the last one, but then not too long after that, James Mansfield got announced on Drag Race. Why is this important? Well, it's because my videos were plastered all over his recommended videos on his page, so I got a lot of traffic on my channel just from people looking for him. So now I'm slowly becoming labeled as a wig queen, and while I'm trying to facilitate doing wigs and normal drag, I still really want to do a lot of Topanga. I got the idea in my head that I should try doing an animated video. I thought I could probably do pixel art. I hadn't ever done pixel art, but the concept sounded easy in my head. And then throw in a couple like wiggly line drawings and like maybe some real stuff, totally easy. So of course the video wasn't totally easy, but it was totally worth it. If you compare the art in the beginning of the video towards the end of the video, you can literally see how my art evolved just doing this one video. It actually took me 3 months. More time goes on, there's more Topanga, more wigs, more performances, more videos in general, but it's starting to get really frustrating because people are only wanting wig videos. To add to the stress, I was working full-time and going to school full-time too. Club side, I wasn't performing nearly as much either because I was more focused on creating costumes, which 9 times out of 10 were too hard to perform in or too hard to find a song I liked that matched. Expectations were really just all over the place with myself, my peers, and YouTube, and everything was just wearing me down and it wasn't really that fun anymore. Topanga was still my favorite thing about drag, but I had been sitting on all these plot ideas that I just didn't have the energy to create live anymore. So I thought, what if I transitioned all of this plot to her getting stuck in a virtual world and then have her live there? That could last a while. Then I can carry out all this story and not get in drag anymore. I'd managed to do the previous animation in Sony Vegas, which was its own special nightmare, but now I had After Effects. So I started building her house and other sprites. I spent about a month making a couple different rooms, and then I made a test video. But once again, it took way too much time for the output and was still a nightmare to keep organized in After Effects. And so by this point, I had completely fizzled out of YouTube. A couple more years go by and here we are now in 2022. I stumbled across someone named Mr. Morris on Instagram, and I couldn't believe what he had accomplished. Within 2 years, he went from 0 programming experience to releasing a full game on Steam. Every other developer interview I'd seen always felt like they spent 5+ years developing with an unknown level of programming knowledge before that. If he could do that in 2 years, I could definitely start and see where it takes me. So, I'm making a game. I took the plunge and I started learning C#, and after about a month of that, I started learning Unity, and you know what? I'm having the most fun I've had in years. And with that said, I'm starting a new devlog series, and the first video comes out next week. Here's a sneak peek. But if there's like a insignificant character or like a couple small lines or Topanga's talking to herself, I have something like this, where I have a little dialogue that just floats over their head as they're remarking on things. So I will be doing that. Now that just leaves the next question. What kind of game am I making? Over the years of drag and fantasizing about what I wanted to do with Topanga, I had accumulated several notebooks full of ideas and plot points. Even though I wrote all that stuff down when I was super stressed out and at a real mental low, to my shock and dismay, the plot actually still sounds really good. So now I have a base story. But what do you do in the game? The answer? I don't know. I had ideas ranging from point and click, RPG, board games, card games, list goes on. I know someone's going to say feature creep, but why not try all of it? It's a learning process, and it's been really exciting so far. I have some ideas where these gameplay elements would pop up, so I'm just going to work through it and see what feels right. I don't have any deadlines hanging over my head. I have a regular job, so why not? I've been working on this game for about 6 weeks now, and honestly, I have a kind of surprising amount of stuff done already. I'm kind of regretting not starting these devlog videos sooner, but now that I've got the ball rolling, you can expect one of these devlogs about every month or so. I'd like to thank everyone for your support and sticking around over the years. I hope you'll stick around for the next leg of my journey, and with that said, I'll see you next week. Bye!